Okay, I'm going live again. Now it's time for air signs. Okay, time for air signs. Now, I've just gone so many hours doing these readings on YouTube. So bear with me. I'm a little tired. I'm a little slap happy. And this actually is my first rodeo. So I'm going to work it out. I'm going to work out my technical glitches. I'm going to work it all out, baby. Okay? You can call me Lucky. Okay? And you can reach me at the Harlequin Cafe at gmail.com if you'd like a $10 tarot reading. All right? Now, my background comes from kind of a Abrahamic, Judeo-Christian, Kabbalistic sort of point of view. I keep kosher. I have a Saturday Sabbath. I'm generally Messianic leanings. I'm also involved with, I also practice hoodoo. I study voodoo and astrology and tarot and scriptures and psalms and all that jazz. My energy for you air signs is a little bit lower simply because I've been reading so much and I'm a little bit tired. So, but I'm going to chill, and I'm actually happy to be on air signs. And I've got to think about that and consider that. I'll probably, I might do fire signs when I'm fire and air actually when I'm first, and probably start ending up on earth signs next time, where it's more grounded. Then my energy is more grounded. Okay, superstars. Okay, so this is for the signs of Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, really. Okay, let's get this party started here. All right, so I'm doing free readings. If you come on here while I'm live and you ask for a free reading, you will get one. If you would like a private reading, you can email me at theharlequincafe@gmail.com, and I will give you a private reading for $10 for 15 to 30 minutes. If you are interested in purchasing any of my exclusive New Orleans French coffee, you may check me out at theharlequincafe@gmail.com, or you can go to www.facebook.com/theharlequincafe. And you can also go to amazon.com and search the Harlequin Cafe coffee. And put your hands on some great chicory, dark roast, medium roast. And I also have a single origin fair trade hot chocolate mix. Yes. So forthcoming will be, I'm really considering an occult manual on really like a spell book. And a little bit of like a kitchen witch spell book, but of just all things intoxicating. Okay, so lots of beer magic kind of stuff. Okay. Working with spirits. Okay, things like that. All right, smart guys. Air. Okay, the bottom of the deck. Got the Chariot. So it also corresponds with Cancer. Okay. This is about forward movement, forward motion, things coming together, you pulling yourself together. Not in some like kind of like finite way. You pulling yourself together in this kind of like um like an amazing way. Okay. Like you know, like almost like a rabbit out of a hat. You're coming out here like I'm just seeing this like flaming chariot. You know, I'm drawn to the story of Elijah and the flaming chariot. You know, that came down to pick him up, took him off to the heavens. You know, okay, so that's something that's pretty serious. I think yeah, this yeah, I know there's an air sign, but I'm seeing this real things coming together. You figuring it out. Okay, you're figuring it out. The environment here, and I'm going to actually let's turn this down. Okay, and so this, I've told lots of people this. This is my modified Celtic cross. Okay, this is a modified Celtic cross. This is the querent in the issue. This is what's at your feet, and what's at your in your hands. What you can actually like use to help you out in this situation. Oops, scratch the card up. Now we've got here, this is more of your recent past. This is more of your goals in your brain and what you're thinking about. And this is coming out to a more tangible future. We've got here coming down, this would be the situation rediscussed, the environment of that situation. These would be your hopes and fears and what you basically have been, and this works with your goals. Okay, this is your hopes and fears, and this is kind of your goals. And then we get to more of the another outcome card. Okay, so right now I would say generally I'm seeing these figures. Okay, some royal court cards. Where was that? Is that right? Is that right? Okay. I'm also seeing some major arcana. Not much. Okay. This is about you going out in a whole new ballsy kind of way. Oh, no, not really. It was reversed. Okay, so maybe not going out in a super ballsy way. Okay. Let's put this together here. Something's got to change here. Something's got to change here. I'm going to take these same cards. I'm going to reshuffle. And that's something you can ever do if you ever read for people. My energy's so tapped that I'm like getting to the darker Scorpio side from my sunny Leo side. As the night fades, the sun sets, and the scorpions come out. Okay, I'm doing a reshuffle basically. Okay, I just want to remix up these energies. Oh. Okay, get a fresh card. All right, these came out differently. Okay, it's the same energies. We're just going to see how they play out a little bit differently, so it's just more accurate for you and not. I got confused about how some of those cards are laying out. I don't want to do that. Okay, so air signs. You're crossed here with the sense of your own personal stability. Okay, I'm sorry it took me 10 minutes to get started. Your own sense of personal stability. Okay. The stability of your house and your person and your being, okay, and your own personal integrity, and strengthening yourself. I definitely see a lot of people strengthening themselves lately. And you're crossed by this issue of your own compassion. Okay. Your own compassion, your own giving, your own beneficence, and emotional benediction onto other people and what you offer people emotionally. So with the devil here and the way that the devil has come out now, my comment would be that these things should not be done selfishly and in vain. Okay, these things should not be done only for your own sake, because that's going to come out and be a problem, very problematic for you. What you want is to is what you have to use and utilize. Okay, you've got this 10 of cups. Okay, you've got this right at your feet, right in your hands. Okay, you've got everything you've ever hoped for and everything you've ever wanted, everything you asked for. You got it. You got what you asked for. Or you have what you asked for to use. Okay, you have it to use in this situation. In your past, we're coming to this, like, probably kind of vicious, bitchy, catty, like someone like with some nasty words, mean things to say. I'm seeing 2 queens here. And someone who isn't necessarily a team player, someone who is not really taking your emotions into consideration and just doesn't give a fuck. Excuse my language. Just doesn't care about you. They just don't care. And, your goal is to get to this place of releasing a lot of this pain and releasing this bad blood and just letting it flow out and just letting it go and not being, you want to release the physical, you want to release some of the psychological drama and trauma, and you're coming to that end, but you want to hold on to the physical coin. Okay, you want to hold on to assets and wealth, property, things like that. You don't want to lose those things. Okay. And the general situation is you're wondering, like, where is the fruits of my labor? Okay. Where is this money and things that, it's like almost like this resource where you're like, wow, is this being a wasted resource, or am I actually, okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, you're not, I feel that some of you are not taking into account the other people's opinions, and the situation is wanting to know, where is the money and the resource, and where's the stuff that should be manifesting, that we've set up, and we're like, come on, it should be happening now, but why isn't it happening now? We're trying to figure out what's going on with that. You've got these powerful, compassionate cards about home and taking care of your home and loving your home, and and I've got this, I've got that, and it's such a great home. I love my home, but it's totally in and of itself. If that home's gone, then who are you and what do you have? It's superficial. Something superficial going on here, air signs. Okay, some things should be manifesting that are not manifesting right now. Okay, and here's the thing. This is right there, right next to each other. Things should be manifesting. You have the power and the ability to call these things into action, but it's still the question of this missing. Where's so and so? You know, where's so and so? I don't. Shouldn't so and so be here? Shouldn't someone be involved? Shouldn't someone be making this manifest and making things happen? Because you're trying to hold on to things. You know, but the environment is risky. But it's not that you're even concerned with so much that, okay, it's risky. It's only risky for you. It's only risky for you because you don't want to share. Okay, come on. Totally juvenile. Okay, you don't want to share, and this is obviously not for all people, but you know, we've got to be concerned with others, and we've got to be concerned with the environment, and we've got to be concerned with the larger world that we live in, and not just kind of myopically focused on our own set goals and standards and our own maxims and our own rules and the things that we live by that only gratify ourselves. We've got to be a true queen of cups. You've got to give, and you got to open that cup and pour it out. Okay, you've got to offer to other people. Okay, you've got to fill their cup. Okay, if this is some unlimited mystical cup, you've got to take that cup and pour it into other people's cups, and not be afraid that you're going to be diminished, because she can't be diminished. She can fill everyone's cup up and have more than enough, have seconds. Okay, but because of this kind of nasty attitude and this possessiveness, you're the only one who seems to be benefiting here. But you're only benefiting in this small bubble. You're only benefiting in this small island kind of world. You know, and the environment is treacherous, maybe a little bit for you. You may be a little bit apprehensive and afraid. Yeah, you've got fear and bondage, because this ended up in your fear now, your hopes and fears. Not both of them ended up in your hopes and fears together. Okay. And so the way that this looks to me is that I always read these as hopes when they're right side up. I don't care what the other meaning of the card is. I always read these as fears when they're upside down. I don't care what the meaning of the card is. Because in this position, they have a unique context. You hope to control and manipulate the situation. You hope to be the dominant force, and your fear is falling off the edge. You are afraid that if you're not in control, then you're going to fly off the edge and be thrown into the street. Which yeah, you don't want to be thrown down. You don't want to face the consequences. You think there are no consequences. You either think there are no consequences, or you're afraid to face the consequences to deal with these other energies that are around, that are wondering, why is stuff cut off? Why do you exist in your own private bubble, in your own private mental world, and your needs supersede everyone else's needs? Because you're the one set up. Okay, you're the one with stability and, you know, prosperity and bounty, but you've got a bad attitude and you're not sharing. I think I'm reading this from my ex, to be honest. Okay, so you know, and see, Sorry. I'm just seeing selfishness. I'm seeing selfishness, and I'm seeing that you hoarding resources for yourself, and that you're hoping to release a lot of these mental pains and things. But, some of these are accusations, some of these are guilt. Some of these are things that are coming to you and from inside of yourself also. Okay. This isn't just external things that are coming at you and messing with your mind and putting you through the ringer. It's that these are your own mental energies also speaking to you, and your own conscience, and your own voices. Okay. Your own voices, and I see you here coming to the future of holding on to things, holding on to property. Now this may be a bit of the now here's the key to your success. Letting go is holding on. Letting go is holding on. If you're able to burst this little bubble and let go of the fear of the consequences of the things that have happened, the things that you have said, the things that maybe you have done, and the places you have been, and these disappointed figures around you, is that maybe the way to hold on to these things is to let go and start to operate and cooperate with these disappointed environments, this like treacherous environments, like people who are like, I'm definitely seeing relationship with people not being together and being turned away from each other. You've got the 7 of Wands reversed. Okay, so this could be you not fighting anymore, and this could also be you desperately fighting, desperately. Okay, and losing, and them shoving you off the edge. That your ground is not as solid as you thought it was, that you think you can compete on when you thought you had the higher ground. That higher ground, once you got up there, you realize, oh, it's pretty high. It's a long way to fall. Okay. All right. It's pretty high. It's a long way to fall. Okay. And you're trying, and ultimately you're going to hold on to this stuff, but it's got to be either you holding on to something in a bad way, or holding on to something through cooperation and continuing to be a part of a functioning system. Okay. As we were talking about this card, crowning over, and this person pooling and separating energies into different kind of, I'm not pulling and separating, pulling energies together and moving forward with those energies and charging forward, is that maybe you're starting to see that. Maybe you're starting to realize and sit and observe the world and realize that I play a part. Just can't sit back and watch. And is that I play a part of this. Okay. I have a big influence. Okay. All right. We've got this Knight of Cups coming in, compassion, love, grace, this explosive, changing energy. But after that, still the compassionate grace. That compassion, hey, let me help you, knight in shining armor. Let me do something for you. Let me do you a favor. it's like you're afraid of the favor almost, or you're like afraid that person is going to somehow take something from you. But there's nothing to take. There's no one else has anything. You've got it all. So you're afraid that someone's going to take what you've got. But the truth is that you don't have much, because loss is here. Not getting the money, not winning the fight. You know, not moving on, being bound to a situation, and you know, not having some success. You know, maybe some adventure you went on turned out not to be so adventurous, and not so successful in general. Okay, and that you're actually bound by the devil, and almost like you don't even realize that it's like the devil is there and messing with you, or that you're your own worst enemy. Okay. So my ultimate hope for you, air signs, this is like ironically the shortest one of my readings today. You know, is that you've got to realize is that you are an active force. It is not just you in your brain. It is not just you. Hey, Libra. Hey, let's do personal reading for you, okay? It's not just you and your brain. It's not, I'm just going to finish this quickly. This is a general reading for everyone. Olga Haro, that's a beautiful name. Is that once you're able to get the devil out of here, even if it's some like a hard heart, you've got to soften your heart. You've got to soften your heart. Because you have your feet. Total success. Total, you can be the hero. You can be the hero of this moment. Okay, so how do you transform your energy into being the hero in this moment, instead of being the self-centered one and the one like my resources, my stuff, what do I, my, okay? Because all that's doing is turning people against you, okay? It's turning people with a different vibe and a different attitude toward you, because they're starting to consider, oh, where there's a lack, and people are going to start to trace that lack back, you know, and then they're going to be combative with you because there's a lack in other areas, because all the resources are being hoarded by one party, okay? Hey, Olga, how are you? Olga, let's do a personal reading. You want a free personal reading? So this is it for the air sign general. I mean, for the air signs in general for the month of June. As far as that, when I hear from Olga, the Libra, if she wants, okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to give, let me just do a quick 3-card spread. And before I go to Olga, I want to give air signs in general something they can work with, because it's like selfishness is like in the way, like the almost like self-sabotage. Okay. Oh, cute little girl. All right. So I'm using my gold-plated 24-karat gold cards. Okay, this is just going to be a 3-card read for air signs in general, about opportunities and luck that you might have in order to heal and harmonize the situation, so that you are integrated with people around you. That is what I'm concerned about, is the integration of people around you and being integrated, and that your own personal success is not all the success, and that other success will eventually feed into your success. So you can't take all the resources, because it's just like the earth. Like we went into like, you know, the polluted water, polluted ocean. Now we've got nothing to eat and drink. Okay. 3 cards. luck, success, success. Okay. These are hard to see. I'm just going to read it to you. Okay, so you've got two queens here. You've got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, and then you've got the Two of Swords. So when we're seeing these two queens here, I'm definitely seeing two powerful female energies operating, cooperating. I do see a fire and water. Okay, so what you're hoping for, what I'm hoping for, is that these are complementary energies where you can maybe speak with someone and get some advice. Okay, and get some advice that's not tactical advice. Get ethical advice. Get spiritual advice. Get moral advice. Okay, not just tactical, I've got to win and who cares about the cost. You know, get some spiritual advice. Okay, and that person's going to help you cut through some of the clutter and cut through some of the just cut through some of your own fear and the thing that's that energy that's dominating you. Okay, and the energy that is dominating you is not some material energy. It's like a you know, some kind of like negative spirit that's kind of like, I'm going to make you act like this, you know, and you think everything's working fine, but really you're siphoning everyone else's power and energy. Okay. All right. So, you know, and then, yeah, letting the money flow. Okay. This also came up in the Earth sign, is that this block and this hoarding of resources, or this block of resources from other people, this energy has to flow, or it's just going to continue to create a problem. Okay. If energy is stagnant, it's so toxic. Okay. And that could be money. And this is why, you know, I've got my dog. That's why I tell people money should be like a good dog. It should work for you. It should do everything you tell it to do. Okay. You feed it, you take care of it, it takes care of you. Right? Come here, Bo. Good, Bobo. Sit. Bobo, sit. Good boy. Anubis. High five. Good boy. You like that? High five. Okay. Okay. Good boy, Box. Okay. It should be your money. You tell it to go. You tell it to come. Okay. He's such a good dog. I'm going to give him his food. He's good. Okay. Here, Bobo. I know it's going to be loud. Sorry. I'm trying not to feed him because he's such a loud eater. Good boy, eat. He's such a loud eater. All right, he can eat. It's not that bad. Good boy. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do Olga, the global Monette. Oh, I love that. The global mistress Monette, or Monet. Okay, Olga, you're up first. Okay, Olga, I'm going to give you a oh, so disgusting. What? He barfs up his food and eats it again. It's so gross. Okay. Why do you got to do that over here? That's what. All right, sorry guys. All right, I'm so slab happy. This has been a long day. Okay. All right, my friends. Here we go. Let's do Olga. Haro. What's your sign? What's your sign, babe? Bobo, go sit. Go eat. Go, 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 go. Oh, Libra, you told me. Yeah. My mother's a Libra. Okay. Venus in Cancer, Libra. You might be able to look that up and see what that means for you, especially with the Venus sign. You might be having issues, maybe good issues in the home, you know, good issues. Okay. Don't do that over here. Go, Bubble, go. Box, go. Don't do that over here, man. That's why I didn't feed you. All right. Okay, Olga, here's your free reading, okay? Okay, darling. So you're coming from, okay, what I see is a little bit of a bohemian kind of vibe. Almost like a free spirit on earth. Like, I don't want to say roaming around necessarily, but like almost like spending time in the garden kind of thing. Like spending time setting yourself up in a way that makes you feel good. Okay. In your own kind of sense of revelry a little bit though. Maybe where you haven't been fully concerned with responsibility necessarily, or and then you're crossed by the star. It's like a free spirit. Okay, it's like you have this kind of free spirit energy that you're coming from, where maybe you were just you're like, yeah, I get to like be this nature girl, and good boy, eat it, Lobo, eat that last bite. Okay, where you're you know, able to you know, it's almost like you had the timing and the alignment that set you up where you could maybe travel, where you could just see new sights and see new things and kind of like enrich your physical world in a different kind of way, not necessarily like deeply spiritual necessarily, but maybe we were able to like collect souvenirs, get tickets to go somewhere, some kind of like thing where you could just like sit back and kick back and enjoy. And it was like really set up for you. Okay. It was really set up where it was like aligned right. The spirits were right. The astrology was right. The timing was right. And, he's 100-pound Weimaraner lab. He's hungry. So you're crossed by this energy right now. This is a current energy. And Bubble, box. Good boy. You had all that time to drink water. Okay. All right. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Down. Good boy. Stay. Good boy. Okay, sorry. So this one is really pulling out. It's like energies that were integrated before are now becoming separated. Okay. Elements that were integrated before are now becoming pulled and teased out. Where the water's here, the fire here, the earth, and the air, it's all separated. Okay. Where we realize that this is not just, this is, I don't know what you know about tarot, Olga, but this is a hermaphrodite figure. Okay. This is a male and female energies here. Okay. This is all about these spirits and energies being integrated. And here they're not fully integrated right now. And that same element of travel, that same element of moving on from something that maybe was like, let me pull myself out of this situation. Maybe you were in a situation that you were able to enjoy at first and that seemed set up. And then after a while, you're like, okay, that was fun. Great. But now the party's over kind of thing. And you're like, okay, this party's over, and I've got to bounce. And that's the beautiful thing, I wonder if you've got Sagittarius. I don't know how to read these cards as well with the astrology, but I wonder if you've got Sagittarius in a strong placement. And you're coming up to a time, Olga, where you're going to be putting some of these defenses down. Okay. You've got to be, now this reading, I'm seeing lots of major arcana. So it's not necessarily like it's talking about your love or your work, whatever. A lot of this has to do with you personally, and a lot of this has to do with you in your like where you belong and your karma and your destiny and where the spirits are moving you. Especially when we see these kind of major arcana, we know that there are other entities involved, other energies involved. Okay. And so, and I'm definitely seeing communication opening up, maybe even, I'm seeing passion, but I don't want to say necessarily sexual passion. Maybe a bit of competition. But you want to let your defenses down. You want to let that communication come in. You want to see if, you also want to be discerning about that communication, because it may be more than one party communicating. And you're going to have to keep things separated. Oh yeah, good. And you're going to have to keep things separated. Yeah, when I see major arcanas like this, they're all mostly major arcana, is that, yeah, definitely that spiritual work, you know, and and what the wonderful thing about spiritual work is that you never labor in vain and you never labor alone. Okay. Because you are co-laboring with these other energies and things like that. You know, and it's how you tap into them and utilize them. But, you know, the universe wants you to be successful and happy, you know. So your advice right now, is this resonating with you, Olga? Is this helpful? Yeah, please communicate. I can be more specific before I go to the global mistress, Monet. Oh, cool. Okay. So the advice here, though, you've got the Lovers crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's definitely like opportunity. Maybe it is opportunity for love. I don't see any other cups here, but no, this is spiritual. It's like calling on a spiritual friend or an entity or something to help you, to work with you, maybe specifically. Job? You want to know about job? You want to know about your job? Is my person... if this has to do with a person coming back, no, I'm not seeing that necessarily. I'm seeing that you need to be open for communication, and that person may be communicating with you, and that you need to keep that person compartmentalized. Okay, and if more than one person is talking to you, then yes, that person needs to be compartmentalized, and all those people need to be compartmentalized. Okay, so that you can have clear communication, because there is a union here, but I think it's more supernatural. Okay, I think it's more of like, you know, more of your higher self coming to join with you and connect with you and edify you in some way. Okay. It could be that person coming back in time. Okay. As the wheel turns and things play out, that person can be coming back, but I'm talking about advice for right now. You know, this is in the position of advice for right now, though. So the advice for right now is for you to be, I almost feel like, especially with the star card here, you know, and the Wheel of Fortune, so you've got the star card. I'm getting nothing but like majors for everybody. I'm getting the star card. Okay. You've got the World and the Fool, and the World was upside down. And now you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and it's an 8-card spread. Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Lover's card. Okay, so you've got some serious cosmic forces here, cosmic karmic forces here moving. Okay, you've got spiritual forces that are involved and manipulating and moving you somehow. Okay, like, you know, coordinating your steps. You're taking those steps. You're definitely moving and moving on with things and getting stuff, you know, moving forward, you know, and like opening your own doors. I kind of feel like, you know, you're kind of like, you know, but let's look at this guy. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes. Okay, Olga, so I can get to my other friend here and then wrap this up because I gotta go to sleep. Okay, so let's look here, Olga. The future. No, I'm seeing moving on. I'm seeing communication coming in. You keeping things compartmentalized, maybe, but you moving on. Actually, you could either be moving on to someone new. Okay, you could be moving on to someone new. Oh, no, 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 no. Maybe not moving on. And facing something. No. I almost feel like you're not moving on. You're moving on with this same person, maybe. And that you are going, something needs to be confronted, though. Do you know what I'm saying? There's an issue that needs to be confronted, an issue that was secret, and there needs to be justice. Okay, things have to balance out. You know, it could have been some kind of like snarky kind of vibe of like maybe pushing that guy out, but there's some balance that needs to happen and some revelation that needs to, you know, it's like, oh, you know how I was really feeling? I was really feeling like this when you did that. Or I was really feeling like, but actually I'm seeing that things might actually work out because, well, Olga, okay, it's up to you. It's going to be up to you because this could either be you working things out and not going, you know, and like working things out and it not being a big separation. Or it could be that your energies start to pull apart. That this energy here is saying, no, that's mine. And this energy here is saying, no, I don't want to partner with you. And in the middle is this kind of like marriage contract, you know? So the question is, you know, as all these things are playing out in time, you want to consider where do you want the pieces to fall? Okay. Okay, that's the same 3. Yeah, and I don't think that you want to be alone. Is that true? I think that maybe a lot of the travel stuff, a lot of that you had fun, and now probably, yeah, you might need to start settling down. Okay. You want a home. Okay. You want stability. And a lot of that was cool and fun, and you probably saw some cool stuff and did cool things and got some cool things and on your journeys and travels and some cool stuff. Like artifacts or souvenirs or something. I don't know. But you know, yeah, you've got, it's like, okay, that was cool. It's yeah, it was like that whole party's over kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, you know what? You've got to really consider what's your long-term desire and what are your long-term goals and your long-term intentions. And that can be sure to continue in this kind of like laissez-faire kind of vibe. But I don't think that's ultimately what you want. And I think that if you're able to start setting up the foundations for your own personal security, doing that, then travel and recreation can come again after that. Okay? You know, it's just like about prioritizing and like, okay, well, let me get these ducks in a row here. Let me get my, fix this thing really quick. And then you can, you know, You know, so if I were you, I'd get a piece of paper and I'd write down exactly what I want. Okay. And I'd do that. I would sit down and I'd write exactly what I want to see happen. Okay. And start moving with that. And you may even share that document with someone and that other person, you know, and be like, this is exactly what I want. And that might be something that is helpful and helps you to physically manifest exactly what you want, because it's not a mystery, you know, but let that communication come in. Okay. Let that communication come in. Oh God. Okay. I hope you liked it. I hope you're there. Okay, my friend. Guys, don't forget to like me. Don't like me. Love me. Sub me. And ring my bell. Okay. Okay, if you like, did you like it? Whoever's next. Where is it? Global Mistress Monet. Global Mistress. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Like. Subscribe. Thank you, Olga. Hey, there you go. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll ask you the same. Global Mistress. Like. Can you tell me? Thank you. Can you tell me about Monet? Why is your name Monet? Like the artist? Monet? Thank you. I got 2 likes. Yeah. I'm just starting this channel. Thanks, guys. Oh, cool. Super cool. Okay. Global Mistress. Monet. Global Mistress Monet. What's your sign, Global Mistress? Okay, so really, okay. Ooh, another Pisces. Okay. Okay. It's so interesting reading for people who are of the same energy, because it's like, oh, did I not shuffle? I just shuffled like 50 times. Okay, so it's pretty funny. But anyway, Bobo, go sit. Here, come here, sit right there. Yeah, lay down. Good boy. Okay, he's so old. He's 10 years old. He's just an old dog. Okay, so what's coming over this entire thing is really this is this truth. It is like someone saw something. You know, there's this tiptoeing energy around, but someone saw, I feel like. And it's still mysterious. For a little bit. I don't think it's going to be mysterious for a really long time, though. Someone saw, okay, whether that was you or whether that was someone else, whether you saw something and you saw someone kind of tiptoeing around and doing some weird, sneaky stuff, or someone saw you doing that. That's the energy that's over this whole thing, is about that truth. Okay. And you're coming from this place of trying to do your own personal healing and your own transformation. I've got, this is what's really cool about this combo right here, is that you've got the Judgment card reversed. Okay. When I see the Judgment card, I think this is from the top down to the people. This is from the people throwing it back up. Okay. Throwing, their prayers going up to God. Their own differentiation, their own voice. But ultimately, what you see is this big red cross in the middle. Okay. And that's for right side up or upside down. Okay. Now you've got that cross with the Temperance. Okay. So this is serious healing. This is like a deep fundamental healing, which it was like maybe you hoped and desired for it. And, this angel is, you see this angel is the same. You've got some divine help, I think, and this divine healing that you've come from in the past. And this is like major because they're both major arcanas. And this is something that when we're talking about judgment, we're talking about the depths of the grave. We're talking about the underworld. We're talking about the deepest parts. So it just makes me think of bone marrow, and I don't know if you had any medical things going on. I don't necessarily see medical healing, but I definitely see some deep, like a spiritual surgery almost. And like coming to like patch you up and reformulate you a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense. In the situation now, you're trying to come over this sense of loss and sense of defeat and sense of attack, maybe. And, yeah, it's like someone's tiptoeing around and then the secretive energy is over it, and you're trying to get clear of this secretive energy. You want things to be exposed and to shine out. You want someone to speak and put the word out and be like, yo, this is what's going on. I'm not offering you anything but the truth. And you want the world to see. You want the world to know the truth. Okay. You want everyone to know what's going on. And you may not even know what's going on fully. You might not even know because, or a secret is killing you. It's a secret that's hurting you maybe, and that's another thing that could be going on. You don't want that secret to be hurting you and the secret itself to become a burden because, people talk about carrying the world on their shoulders and it's like, oh, people who are actually involved in doing a lot of things, but some people carrying the moon on their shoulders, the secret. No one can see my invisible moon on my back, you want the world to know. And the advice comes to the pentacles. So the advice moves from these higher trump cards down to this physical, tangible suggestion. Okay. To mind your, I'm not going to say money necessarily, but this maybe about resources. Okay. And maybe, you put those physical resources, I'm almost thinking like food. Maybe I'm hungry. My dog eating. Okay. But almost like a gift. The important thing for you is to mind your resources, consider where those resources or products or like a gift or like a lump sum of money or something like, you just want to consider where it's going and deliver. Do you know? Is that making sense? Is that making sense to you? You want to deliver on what you said you're going to deliver on. Okay. Because someone's waiting for that and someone is planning, having, someone is like, oh, I'm going to get this. I don't know. These are a lot of major cards. Well, this particularly is talking about like money, resources, stuff like that. Not necessarily in a spiritual, psychic kind of way. Yeah. Do you have to pay someone back or something? Because if it's something like that, where it's like, I just feel like okay. Yeah, I just feel like that clears up stuff though. Okay, that's like, is like, okay, you need to like roll that dollar bill right on over to, you know, Joe Schmo, who's like, yeah, I got one of those. Maybe it's not all your money, you know. I don't think it's all your money. I think it's like you're able to roll something off to this person, and but ultimately someone saw something, okay, and that this mysterious stuff is still in the air, but you've got to free yourself, okay? You've got to free yourself, and that might just be, look, I can be on this side of the problem, or I can be on this side of the problem. I can be on, wow, I've got a problem ahead of me, or I've got a problem behind me. Okay, so that's what I would say to you is put as many problems behind you as possible. Okay, get the problems behind you, whatever you got to do. Okay, because there's an integration coming. The truth is going to be integrated, is going to come out really well balanced. And I don't think it's going to be a big traumatic drama or anything. I don't see any negativity. I see secretive qualities. I see mystery. I see your own need to overcome. To overcome falsities, maybe even your own falsities. Did you have any kind of, are you healthy right now? Are you healthy? You have any kind of medical thing going on? I don't feel like it's a lot of deception. I feel like it's like someone saw something that it's like they can't. It's like it just needs to get off their chest. The world needs to know and like work out pretty often. Okay, well, I'm looking at the healing though. I'm just concerned about the, maybe, what's the healing? Is it a spiritual healing? It's getting dark. It's too bright. Okay, forget it. Okay. Spiritual healing, do you think? I wonder. Okay. Here, I'm just going to pull more cards. I try not to pull too many cards because I actually feel like it can muddy it sometimes, okay, and confuse me. So I'm going to pull some more cards because, okay, spiritual healing. Yeah, the spiritual healing isn't finished. And when this revelation is here, this information, this like, it's almost like here's the potential for something totally new in your thoughts. And that's going to totally integrate. It's almost like a missing piece or missing piece of a program, like some missing code, almost like when you're writing code. You're like, oh, my website doesn't work. And it's like, oh, you didn't put this hashtag around, the number 2 or whatever. And then the whole thing is fixed and works. Okay, so maybe it's a mistake that someone saw. Maybe it's a mistake that someone saw. Someone caught a mistake, and that mistake needs to be fixed. Maybe it's not even like someone saw something treacherous. Someone could have seen something like, oh, you made a mistake. You know, like, oh, I see the problem. And you're just kind of waiting for that to come and take those swords out your back. And yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't really see this. I see this actually super positive. I see this like some furthering of the spiritual healing and some misunderstanding or miscommunication or something, kind of like maybe things taken the wrong way, just being cleared up, and things that were the moon are now the world. Like things that were like secretive are now exposed, and it's totally integrated. It's not really messing with a lot of stuff. Let me look at the deception. Deception. Okay, so ultimately, I know it's getting dark. Let me turn this light. Oh, little kitty cat outside. Is that better? Maybe a little not better. That's a little better. Okay. All right. So, I'm seeing that. Who is this woman? Something about work and the craft, or something that you've been putting repeated effort into. And I almost wonder if someone doesn't like your work. Drunk. I don't know that it matters, though. Here I'm looking at, and this is really this way, okay? The Queen of Cups reverse, okay? Someone who's like way too into their emotions and kind of wishy-washy, splishy, splashy, maybe drinking, maybe partying, but there's like important work that needs to be done, important work that everyone knows that needs to be done, and that it's about like coming out of that and getting down to business. Okay. It's getting a sense of focus and a sense of command over the situation, and not letting the situation dominate you, and not being, lost in any kind of like drinking or crying into your cup, kind of commiserating thing. It's like, I don't know. Okay, and see now it's, how's the parents? How's the home? Deception. I don't want this to sphere off. I want to know about this deception. I want to answer the question. I want to know about this deception alone. Water, it's a family. You having family, something in the family. It's some kind of deception. It's going to fade, because here's the thing. Maybe Leo. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. upset home, dramatic event. Okay. And this could definitely be a father figure. Okay. So I hope he's okay. I hope the dramatic event is behind you with him. And okay. And perhaps, okay. Does he need money? Is he the one who needed money? Or someone around that? Someone in the family related to that? Okay. Because someone's sad. Okay. All right. I feel like someone's drinking. I feel like someone spent the money or something. That the money didn't, or that's got to be re-earned or something, or there just wasn't enough to go around. And that there has to be money that's earned and worked hard for, and that you've got to like really build it up to help that person. But ultimately, this is going to, I'm concerned with the water around your grandpa, because he's the only one in the upright. You remember that I was saying the family? It's because I saw these guys. Okay. Okay. Male, father, mother, and child. Okay. Young child. And, I'm not, this is the one that's upright. Now, this doesn't have to be a child, but it could be maturity. It could definitely be drinking and kind of, these both could be someone imbibing. Okay. And people imbibing together even, or in the family, but not necessarily, but it's, but it dries up, it dries up. And that, I see healing. Okay. I see you working this out, to be honest. I see you really working this out, on behalf of your grandpa. And, that token that was given is an investment, and that investment is going to grow. I see the sun shining onto this situation and dispelling this secretive energy. I see that maybe there was someone who said, I can give you something, and they either didn't come through, or it was less money and resource than expected. I see that someone here is having a bit of a pity party, slightly, maybe even drinking, and that, but hard work has to be done. It could be heartbreak. It could be your own sadness. It could be that is the motivation around this work, to get that money and to channel that money to someone in a very powerful way and to help heal the situation. Okay. So what I see here is I see you definitely be an agent, because what we see here is another ace. Do we have another ace, or is this the first ace? Oh yeah, we've got the Ace of Swords. Okay. So we've got the Ace of Swords in the future, and we've got this, Ace of Wands in the future. So I'm seeing a new element of, I'm seeing conversation. Okay. I'm seeing new discussion. I'm seeing like people coordinating and putting these things together. I'm seeing people with energy and action. Okay. I'm seeing people with like a vision and the energy to put it forth, and creating something that's a little more lasting. Okay. And now I'm going to tell you here again that we've got, the world also. So we've got the sun, the moon, and the world. Okay. And so what that tells me is that, where did the sun go? Here we go. So we've got the sun, the moon, and the world. And what this is telling me is that these are kind of like localized energy. Like, you know, it's really like this, I guess. Well, you know, in astrological sense, a lot of people are geocentric, but it's these energies flowing around the center, the sun and the moon, even though I know it's not scientifically accurate, but it's like these things are kind of flowing around and that they're going to have to align. And there is an eclipse coming up. I don't see an eclipse card yet, but you want to mine this eclipse energy. Okay. And what may be happening is that you've got this eclipse energy already starting to manifest. I think it's June 27th or July 27th or something like that. So what I would do is I would start looking up what that eclipse energy has to do with you. And because those energies could be starting to manifest now with you, just with your own personal chart and your own personal stars, you know, or it could be around your grandpa. But I do ultimately see that there is this integration and that it's like, I've got an idea. And like this breakthrough comes through and people are like, oh yeah, because we see these aces, we see the sun shining at the end. We see the strength card upright. We see, you know, and I'm not seeing your grandpa upside down. I'm seeing him, the only one being like, okay, not that big of a deal. Like he's being even tempered maybe and even keeled, do you think? And he's probably emotionally supporting people who are actually trying to support him, who are probably frantic and having all these things going on, you know. But maybe the grandpa is just like, okay, guys, calm down. I've seen this before. Like, you know, It's going to work out. What are your thoughts on that? I hope you find him a home. Okay, let's look at a home real quick. Home for grandpa. Oh, I'm sorry, Monet. Home for Monet. Grandpa's. Home for Monet's grandpa. Monet's grandpa. Grandpa. Oh, yeah. Got the Lovers again. I'm just doing a quick grandpa read. All right. Okay. He was happy, I feel like, and things were working. I feel like he had a system and a routine. Okay, cool. I feel like he had a system and a routine that was really strong for him. That's where he's coming from. I feel like that now this is the current, you know, is that there may be someone coming in with a strong, powerful, lasting, compassionate offer for him. Okay. Like, hey, here's a cool drink of water, buddy. You know, no problem. We got it. Okay. We got you. And specifically about the home and specifically about that stability for him. Okay. And coming up to the, uh-oh. Okay. Coming up to the front of this, or coming up to the end of this, I'm now concerned. I'm going to close this curtain. It's so dark. Okay. Is that I'm seeing the Tower in the future. I'm seeing crossed by the Page of Swords. So this could be someone who withholds their offer, who you get an offer and they take it back. And it's a bit of a disappointment, and that yeah, because this is at the bottom of the deck. This is kind of like turned down energy, kind of like, all right. But this is right beneath it. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. So this is talking about stability, but it may not be what you think. It may not be the first offer. The offer may come in and sound great and or like something about the current home or something to like make that better and like more suitable. But it's like that's being pulled away. And maybe that's what's happened. Maybe that's what's happened, is that he had a good spot and he was really happy there. And now that home got pulled away. Now he needs to link up with his family, but he's got to consider his survival. He may be living with some family. Now, everything was cool till I saw that Tower card. The Tower and the Lovers can be a very powerful and a powerful bond between people. Okay. His favorite, I wonder. Clarify the home situation. Where is Grandpa going to live? Where is Grandpa going to live? You know, I see money coming for him. Maybe a temporary place and then a more final place. Okay. He may need to move around. Yeah. It's like some definitely negativity was there. Difficulty, but ultimately there's moving on, and ultimately there's going to be a place, and it's going to be an end to the struggle and the end to the kind of like random thing of like, where's this guy's going to go? Because I'm definitely seeing money coming. Sorry, Bobo. I'm definitely seeing money coming, offers coming, even money from the past. Maybe money coming back, maybe less money than before, but enough to pay the bills. I'm seeing this, you know, I'm seeing this kind of like, I'm seeing people who are kind of like, you know, who are not as like, maybe not as concerned as you are, you know, about the welfare. You know, I'm seeing people who are probably not as concerned about his welfare, but ultimately I think that's going to work out, you know, because it's all going to have to do with the money that flows in. Okay. Regardless of what the kind of interpersonal things are going on around it, it's all about being very strategic, very action-based, and saying like, okay, these are his needs. This is and this is how much it costs, and we're going to raise that money, and we're going to move that money to where it needs to be. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be lasting. It's going to make a physical impact. It may be that he is with someone temporarily, and that person is less than thrilled about that, or that they're kind of like enduring it. Okay, and then it might flow on out to somewhere else where it needs to go. So I would recommend not to wear out his welcome wherever he is. Try not to wear out the welcome. And if that's you raising money, be creative in raising the money so that you have enough. So it's not just your own work and your own funds and your own donations, but that it's maybe other people, like, you know, like a GoFundMe, you know, Patreon. Like you can be putting money in investing into building a nice GoFundMe page and be able to frame your story where people are willing to donate, and, you know, just bolstering, you know, just getting extra cash in there, you know, for him to set him up. Okay. I feel like your grandpa maybe is just a normal, even keel kind of guy. I don't know. And if there's negativity, I see him as being resilient. Okay. So I hope that was helpful for you. It's like a super long reading. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sorry it was so long. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Okay, cool. All right, well, have a great evening. Okay, if you want a personal reading, yeah, I promise it will be smaller than this. It'll be shorter than this. If you want a personal reading, give me an email at theharlequincafe@gmail.com. Okay. All right. Bye. Take care. Thanks for watching. Okay. Sub. Love me. Ring the bell. Bye.